Schools and preschools in both the Granite and Salt Lake City school districts were put on lockout today after receiving threats. Salt Lake City police say a man called in saying he was going to shoot up schools in the area.
Well, Churchill Junior High, Evergreen Junior High, William Penn, Mill Creek, Roosevelt, and Liberty Elementary schools are affected in this situation. ABC4's Brittany Johnson live with what we know about the threats.
Well, Saray, I just finished speaking with Salt Lake City police, and they tell me all the threats made, they were not credible. That's why all the shelter-in-place orders or the lockdown orders for Granite and Salt Lake school districts have been lifted at this time. Now the investigation goes into figuring out who actually made these threats. And when they do find out who was behind them, they will be facing terroristic charges. Here's why. Multiple agencies around the valley received numerous calls from daycares and preschools stating that a man said he was in the parking lot with a gun and was going to carry out some sort of violent activity. Now, some of the daycares and preschools are located next to schools. That's why the schools went into their shelter-in-place protocol. As for the suspect, Salt Lake City police say they don't know much about him right now, but are investigating this as a swatting incident, and they're calling this a sick joke.
He was calling into the daycares, and he was basically saying that there was some kind of custody dispute and he had a gun and that he was going to carry out a shooting at that daycare.
And Detective Wilkins says, unfortunately, an innocent bystander was actually caught up in the mix of one of their tactical responses. And I'll have that story coming up on the news at 5. But for now, reporting live from the Salt Lake City Police Department, I'm Brittany Johnson, ABC4 News.